Welcome back to Curse of Strahd, Dying of Exsanguination's Barovian Tale. I'm your gay mommy, and I'm enjoying the company of the Strahd Quad. Say hello, Strahd Quad.
Hello,
Strahd
Quad.
We are back. Last week, our session involved the Vistani camp and a potluck and some food and some questionable hot dishes and a tarot reading from Madame Ava and a whole bunch of cool shit that you can go watch on YouTube if you want. And then most of the party going to sleep with peaceful dreams and temporary hit points. Temporary hit points a la the little delicious meat pies.
Do I lose my hit points because it's been like a day or anything? Or?
Yes, yeah, you lose your temporary hit points. Mwezi-Mwezi.
How many temp HP is that pie again?
It is an amount of 10 HP that I'm just going to make up on the spot. Roll, I don't know, 1d6 plus 2. It's not a lot. But yeah, we'll say 1d6 plus 2. That feels close to what it probably was.
Yeah, like I only got 3, so.
How do I add temp hit points on this?
On D&D Beyond?
Oh, I
click.
see.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect.
I really shouldn't have asked if I still had my hit points.
I wouldn't have noticed if you just had them.
I think the long rest clears it anyway.
Yep, it do.
It's the right thing. It's the right thing.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, all of you find yourselves waking up in the comfort of a tent in this Vistani camp here by Lake Zare. All of you had a full night of long rest and have quite the journey. The first stop of which, even though you have cards most recently obtained with your fate and discussions to be found, is the town of Vallaki. Belladonna, you would know this town as pretty much the major central hub of Barovia, even though it's on the northern side of it. It's by Lake Zarovich, and it sits kind of pretty comfortably in sort of the thoroughfare between East and West Barovia. Last you heard, there was a baron of some sort there. They have a chapel. It's probably the largest by population town in Barovia. And it has you going north and west along Old Vallaki Road to make your way out there. It's the morning time, which means that the Vistani themselves are much quieter in this time, as you hear the noises of kind of an early morning camp. Some cooking noises, some quiet discussions, but nothing to the degree of the chatter and celebration of the night prior. All of you find yourselves, opening up to essentially a breakfast opportunity of leftovers from the events of last night. So lots of half-eaten and partially eaten hot dishes have made their way still on the table, rewarmed up, and then some standard fare of buttered toast, various fruits, and nuts, and simple breakfast fare, eggs as well. Did we lose a video?
Yeah, I think we lost Betty. Or
Oh, they're back.
yeah.
Yay.
So it's the morning. You have quite the journey away. Vallaki is somewhere in the neighborhood of of 3 days, 3 to 4 days of travel by foot if you go along
Pretty far.
Svalik Road, or you can get there if you try to beeline for there and not go along the road. You can cut it to 2 to 3 days if you really push yourselves. Benefit of that is less time out and about in unpopulated Barovia. Negative of that, you might miss the meat windmill, and that's an extremely important location, as well as you're traveling through unpopulated wood as opposed to the road, which you know to not necessarily be secure but relatively safe.
Yeah.
Here's
We're
Betty's
definitely
having some ear buddy problems, so we're figuring it out.
Yeah. We're definitely not gonna miss the meat windmill. That's for sure.
You simply cannot miss the meat windmill.
Yeah.
Is the meat windmill this path that goes the opposite direction on the map?
You mean the
Wait,
map
what
that
map?
I gave you all?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Where's that again?
It's
Is that
in the chat
Discord?
room, Discord chat.
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, I think I understand where the Vestani camp is next to Sir Pool.
Yeah.
Then walk across the bridge, and you get to a fork, and one fork leads up to Vallaki, and the other leads to some building.
No, the fork that leads to the building, that is Castle Ravenloft. That is how close you guys are about a good day and a half, if that, away from Castle Ravenloft. It is impending and right the hell there. No, Meat Windmill, as you move on, and you all have now copies that the Vistani have provided you of maps. You find them just outside your tent, along with some travel flask booze and what have you there. The ultimate like a few extra warm clothes, some more crocheted beanies from Madame Ava. But yeah. I know that Betty Buzzsaw is still having audio problems because I can see them constantly fighting with their headphones.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you all want to do for kind of this breakfast period before you all head out?
I have like sort of nothing specific to this area, but like something that I've been kind of curious to do for a while, that I suppose now would be as good a time as any. Does anyone want some sort of magical property on any of their like items, like clothing, objects that you have? Because I can imbue up to 4 things with like either 5-foot radius light, a 6-second long recorded message or sound or song or whatever, any kind of odor or nonverbal sound, or a static visual effect including up to 25 words of text. I could just put this on something and it's just like that from that point on.
What does it cost you?
Just a slot. It cost me one of my 4 tinkering slots.
Oh. You get those back?
Yeah, like basically I can, like it stays there until I revoke it or I go unconscious. Yeah.
I don't have a good idea what I would want, though.
I would take Radiant Light on anything, but probably it's so showy and so perfect. But I'll put it on probably my swinging hand axe.
Excellent. All right, you now have a swinging hand axe that is emitting 5-foot radius light.
Yes. Oh, this is perfect. This is gonna be so bad for if we have to sneak through the woods at night.
Is there perhaps an odor that Mwezi-Mwezi would like to smell as we travel?
That seems like it would get in the way of me smelling other odors.
It doesn't have to be very strong.
This is serious business.
Maybe something that like reminds you of home or something that you can just pull out every now and then. No? Okay.
No.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
It's fair. It's fair. I want you to use your magic as a player, but unfortunately.
Okay. Can you hear
I can
us
hear
now?
you guys.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. We've done it. We've succeeded.
Yeah.
It feels like my computer is detecting this headset as 10 different audio devices and
Mhm.
doesn't know which one it wants to be.
Fun.
Uh,
Sorry, but I'm back. I'm back.
You're back.
What
You're
is-
here. Just a little morning stuff. Scratch, relay your offer to Belladonna.
So I was just asking everyone. So I have this thing called magical tinkering. I can imbue up to 4 items with a small effect, just a minor one, and it lasts until either I revoke it or I fall unconscious. Basically, a tiny non-magical object, and I can give it 5-foot radius light, up to 6-second long recorded message or song or whatever. It can emit an odor or a nonverbal sound. Or it can have a static visual effect, including up to 25 words of text. Want some flair on something?
Yeah, not that I can think of right now, but I'll
Okay.
keep it in mind for sure.
Alright.
That is my plot
Standing-
brain.
Yeah.
Ah,
Standing
that
off.
sounds like some nonsense I could cause with that.
Hell yeah. Alright. So, the morning.
The morning. Yes. Low activity, certainly. Not too much in the way of anything other than leftovers of food. Relaxing. Madame Ava is fast asleep in her tent. All of you not only have. It's lightly raining outside, like drizzling a little bit, and there's some covers, some like little tarp tents that they put over the tables to cover the food. Not so much so that it's unpleasant, but like a light drizzle. A light drizzle as you all kind of gather your morning stuff. As I stated, you all have the map that I shared with you all in the regular general chat on the Discord channel. That's the map of Barovia itself with a nice red line to define things. Belladonna, this is pretty consistent with what you know, but this is more accurate than most of the maps would be in the village of Barovia or any one location, because the Vistani are the only people that have kind of moved through it. So they've handed you all nice versions of this rendered so that you have an idea of your 3-day or so journey, 3 or 4 days, or 2 or 3 days if you decide to just beeline it for Vallaki. Other than the food offered laid out and the small kind of like flask jugs of water and such that they kind of laid in with your maps, and like a little extra oil for lanterns, stuff like that, just a little refresh on your travels. Nothing too particularly nice. Is there anything you want to do on the Vistani camp before you head out? And if you do head out, do you try to get there faster and avoid the road, or try to get there safer and stay on the road?
Do they have anyone selling like potions, oils, things like that?
Give me a D20 luck check to see
All right.
if they have any extra on-hand supplies.
17.
Yeah, they definitely would have some small kind of lower level items, some potions, some antitoxins, things like that.
Ooh. Also, any silver weapons?
With a 20, you're not going to see any silvered weapons here.
Okay. But potions? Alright, that's cool.
I think
So-
the-
Go ahead, sorry.
I think only thing Mwezi-Mwezi wanted to do is probably give them so much thanks for the generosity and stuff like that, because it's astounding.
Hydra.
Astounding amount. Yeah. So I don't know if we need to RP that.
What, buying potions or items of any kind?
Just giving a nice little thanks to like the Vistani and maybe probably the Madam Mistress Ava.
Madame Ava is going to be
Madame.
sleeping until the middle
Oh.
afternoon, so
Then yeah,
you'd have to hang
sweet,
around for
sweet.
her. But
Maybe
yeah,
a note.
if you want to purchase any kind of materials, from them, the Vistani, one of the Vistani, a gentleman that you casually met last night by the name of Edgar, just goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, we got some tinctures and some potions. I do have a couple healing potions if you want them. They're a little pricey though, a little bit."
How pricey are we talking?
Well, normally in Barovia, these bad boys go for about 50 gold pieces. I'd be willing to come down on them a little bit. Maybe 40 gold pieces.
Ooh. I don't think I have 40 gold pieces. How about 40 gold pieces and this genuine, handmade by yours truly, from the fold crowbar? And she pulls out like a crowbar from her pack. How much would this be worth?
Oh, we got pry bars. Is it like a magical crowbar?
She touches it and it starts glowing with a 5-foot radius light.
Okay, is it a magical crowbar beyond a cantrip?
That's not a cantrip, my friend.
Well,
That's a genuine, from the folds. Did I mention I'm from the folds?
you did.
Artificer, Sinker infusion.
Oh, okay. So, what does it do other than a light?
It pries things and is never broken once.
Well, you seem super nice, but that is not something we're required. If you do have other things, though, I'm happy to take a look.
All right. Well, what else you got?
Esther immediately runs in and grabs Scratch and says, "See if you can barter anything for these." And I'm going to pull out a pocket watch worth 25 gold pieces and 2 very nice sets of silverware that I do not have an appraisal on. But I will hand these to you to help your bartering. I have items. I just remembered.
And Scratch is like, "Oh, that's so kind. Like, are you sure? Like, I guess this is for the party. So yeah, awesome."
Yeah. Go. You got it.
Thanks so
She's
much.
just gonna leave.
Yeah, she comes back with the pocket watch and the silverware. It's like, how about these?
Ooh, that silverware looks pretty nice. Probably a couple hundred years old. Not much worth here, but out in Faerun. That'd catch some. And I do enjoy a fine timepiece. All right. I will let you trade all of this, plus, let's say, 20 gold, and I'll give you 2 healing potions.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks so much.
All
Hands
right.
over the stuff and then minus 20 gold.
Mm-hmm. And you now have 2 regular healing potions. The rest of the camp kind of goes about their work. It looks like sometime either later today or tomorrow, the Vistani are going to roll out in kind of the opposite direction of you all. They're headed toward the village and then out of Barovia, as opposed to deeper into Barovia. So it will be unlikely that you will run into these particular Vistani again. Anything else before you all head out? Well, the rest of them are being are managing it. Most of the Vistani like pat you on the back. You know, they're friendly. A couple of them ask like, "Oh, I just sleep," stuff like that. But most of them are just kind of going about their day. They seem much more about business in the like kind of work hours. They're kind of a work hard, play hard kind of society.
As you should be.
Scratch is just, saying goodbyes and stuff and
Yep.
packing things up.
All right. Well, then I will. As you all head out, you all have a decision to be made. Go on.
Sorry, real quick. How many potions was that?
2.
2. Okay.
As you all head out, you have a choice. As I said, and one of the Vistani will have laid this out for you while you were all saying your goodbyes. They tend to argue that once you get on it, you should probably stay on Vallaki Road because that is the most populated. And they're like, it's not that it's safe, it's that it's less dangerous than heading out. And they kind of like point out on the map where Vallaki is exactly, and everything, which is fair. It's like dead center of the south end of Lake Zarovich. And everything. If you ask about the meat windmill, specifically the location there, they'll point out like along the map line after you get past like another set of like large imposing gates. So, but before you get into the forest, again, kind of south of Lake Zarovich, there's like a little break point that they've marked out, and that's the meat windmill.
Okay.
And so they mark that out if that gets asked about. But other than that, there's not too much to do here. Yeah, but what are you all gonna do? You gonna try to go across the bridge and then beeline it straight? I guess you could straight to Meat Windmill and then straight to Vallaki. You could set your angle on that if you wanted to, or do you want to follow the road?
As long as it gets us to the meat windmill, Esther will approve any direction.
I think we should probably stick to the roads, but definitely like to the meat windmill and then Vallaki sounds like the right way.
Yeah, I concur. Stick to the roads, but hit the meat mill.
Meat Mill.
Meat Mills, the rapper.
So, goods packed up, and everything. You all begin to shuffle your way across this overcast, gray, drizzling day. The rain never increases or decreases. It's the type of day that those of us here in the Northwest would just not have an umbrella on, but where it's only lightly drizzling. But it does
Winter day.
continue onward. And so we are going to travel, but you're traveling along a road with a map, so you don't really need to do navigation. And so the way we're going to cadence this travel is that you're going to travel along the road for a period. You're going to roll for a scenario or an encounter of some kind that may or may not happen, and everything. And then we're going to do a little bit of like scene work as well on the day's travels. And so let's actually do the scene work a little bit first. You're about a couple hours outside the Vistani camp. It's no longer really in view. You're coming up. You're walking your way, winding. You can see in the distance a bridge that passes across this river of water that's come off the Zaire pool. You can kind of, you haven't seen much in the way of travelers or anything like that. How are you all passing the time on this Lord of the Rings ass, we're just walking along the landscape, no horses, no nothing, kind of thing? How are you all passing along the time?
Scratch is keeping eyes and ears perked, head on a swivel.
Same is my intention, but I mean, a little chatting makes the journey go faster.
Oh, absolutely.
like I would just to give you a kernel or something, Steve. Like basically, I'm gonna say Mwezi kind of like starts asking everyone about their history and stuff like that, and things that they should know, and that it hasn't been covered already because we've been here together for a few days.
Arena chimes in on history, and they're
I
like,
forgot about that.
like Arena, following along with all of you, goes, well, as you can see, we are traveling along this river. Just up the way here is where one of my cousins died from trying to fish and accidentally getting dragged in, and then another about, I don't know, half a day's walk up, another cousin also got drowned in the river, though we're not sure if he died or was murdered. And then of course there was the burnt down family home. That's a little ways further down, but that was I believe one of my uncle's great uncle's homes that was burnt down when he was suspected of trying to summon the demon, which he probably was. Family did not like him, that's why we didn't let him live with the rest of us. But yeah, that is sort of family tree has narrowed in quantity of branches over years. It's pretty much just me and Ismark as adopted family. I do not know any of my birth family.
When you say cousins, do you mean by blood or just because
children of uncles and aunts? No one is by blood. In my case, because I am a found child, but other I am not speaking in the sort of heightened way that someone might speak of a friend. I'm speaking more of the direct relations.
I understand, Sister Irina. Very sad stories.
This is the normal Barovian thing. You get used to it. Plus, they'll be back sooner or later, if not already, in another body. So it is sad, but Esther, you must have many children and grandchildren. You've had multiple husbands, yes? So you've had so many, I imagine, what, like 20, 25 children and several grandchildren from them? Maybe small village of people?
I'm trying to remember if I already made this canon or not. I feel like that was a question I already answered. I don't remember what my answer was.
Well, it's whatever your answer is now on stream.
Oh no. Perfect. I want to say, let's see, that was 7 husbands, so let me do the math. There's so many of them are estranged. Oh goodness. I want to say 7. 7, 1 for each husband, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, just
and then
one?
They probably... What?
Just one? Your husband's not good at intercourse, so you do not have it with them often?
Well, no, it's more like you really only need just the one, and then you're kind of like legally locked down, and then they have to still provide you money. It's like a whole thing.
I see. Is that
yeah.
No, that is smart thinking. If you do not want them to run off to another town or something, so you trapped husband with baby, and then the husband died mysteriously. Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's exactly what happens. Has that happened to you before? It seems like.
I mean, not my husband, but many people die here. This all seems normal. Husbands be out here dying.
And that's what I am telling everyone. And people are pointing fingers, But yeah, husbands just be dying, you know? It happens.
But wait. I know we said it wasn't real, but does that count as me as husband for you? Because my intention is not to die.
From Barovian Bachelorette. I see what you are saying. No, I do not think you are husband. I think you are the betrothed. Betrothed.
Oh,
Hard to say that word in your accent, huh?
Curse of Strahd. What about
just
you?
rolled-
Oh, sorry.
I just rolled a little stealth check for me, just for my own edification to see. I rolled a natural 1 on the stealth check.
Yeah, I was about to lead
Anyone
into
who
this.
doesn't roll a natural 1 on their perception check can see that Belladonna is silently weeping. Like, she does
Yeah,
not
Arena
like
doesn't
this
know about this.
conversation. She doesn't like this conversation. She's not participating in this conversation. And she is, very, very clearly disturbed.
All right.
The Scratch. What about you? You have 8 years on you. Some not as many as Esther, but some. Do you have husband, or do you play the field?
I had a husband once. Like to play the field, so a little bit of both. But yeah. So how did you grow up here in Barovia? Were you born here?
I do.
Scratch very clearly and inelegantly trying to change the topic.
Arena, no idea. It immediately just pivots to, well, I was probably born in Barovia because I cannot leave it. But I do not have full awareness. I was dropped off in village of Barovia. Sort of Moses style. I do not know if you have Bible here or Bible info where you're from, but there is Bible, and there is character named Moses, and he is in basket, and they find him.
Oh, okay.
We call it Moses style.
So about that whole soul cycling thing, when you're reborn, do you have all the same memories?
Not
I've been wondering about
necessarily.
Okay.
Lots of times you do not know who you are unless you specifically seek it out or who you were. But you might have dreams or some such. It does not so much like somebody just comes back and they're like, hey, and it's like they've been away for a while. Sometimes that can happen, but that person has usually gone through significant efforts, and you don't know how long you've been gone. It's not like you die. We joke and say that you just immediately come back in 15 years, but some people might be gone for decades, centuries, and then come back. It is not the perfect cycle of refreshment. So until then, we do not know what happens with. We just imagine, I guess, hang out in mist, probably play canasta or something. Whatever souls do while they're waiting for bodies.
That sounds
thank you.
great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you all for sharing information with me. I hope that I did not make things too awkward with Vistani last night. I apologize. I am not comfortable around them. Not because they are dangerous or bad people, but because I am not comfortable around them.
Okay. Cool.
Not to be racist, but no. She doesn't
but you
say
want to
that.
be racist.
But I'm about to be racist. No. No, she doesn't say that.
I'm
There's
actually going to
nothing
take
wrong
some.
with them. I just don't want to see it.
They just make me sad every time I look at them.
I'm actually going to go try to stand next to Belladonna to give comfort, since I probably noticed that she didn't like the other conversation while that conversation's going on.
I rolled a 4 on my perception, so I
actually-
definitely noticed it. That's why I diverted it for her and also for Scratch.
I know I got that 20, so
Nice.
I probably noticed it before she actually started crying.
You know exactly what's happening with
Yeah.
everyone.
Smell the sadness.
Yeah, like a tornado. You guys just wait.
I have one more question that I've been meaning to ask you, but I do not know if it is insensitive. Scratch and Mwezi-Mwezi.
Uh-oh.
So you are both people with animalistic qualities to you. Like you are cat, you are dog, in like a mixture of that. That is not so surprising, but I am curious. Mwezi-Mwezi, you speak of a tribe of people. Are they all, or most of them at least, like yourself?
Yes, they are like myself, because in the cities, they do not like the people like us, because I've actually heard it similar here, that there are certain other tribes who, when they have received this curse of lycanthropy, who just get rather violent with it. That is not us. We try to be good and keep to our own, but the stories precede us.
Yes, it is much worse here, but they do not really talk that much with us. They can, but they mostly just immediately attack. So the moment you were not instantly trying to kill me, I knew that you were like a perfectly fine person. Also, they're all very wolf based. They're very like wild, gray coated, large wolves. In their nature, they do not have the excellent patterning and uniqueness that you bring to your form.
And wonderful
have-
large ears.
Yes. I have been told this, so that they are like this, but we will go and see. I may have some reason to interact with them.
That would be useful, and if you do have to interact with them, I will be at your back, blade ready if things go sideways.
My sister, she used to be a human, and she came to the village, to the tribe that way. I, however, was born in the tribe. I have not known to live among I guess, humans before.
Yes. That must be, but that comes to the nature of what I'm about to ask, both you and Scratch. I apologize if this comes across as weirdly insensitive or naive, but do you all have pets? Like, would you have like a pet dog, or would you have like a pet cat? And is it like a certain degree of pet? like you might not have a pet cat, Scratch, but you might have a pet dog, and you might not have a pet dog, but you might, or you would see them as same. I've always wondered about this. What? You'd have a pet cat?
Sure.
Like,
Sure,
it is
there's-
not same. I would have pet
There's
chimp.
feral animals. Yeah, right,
I would have
exactly.
pet chimp if they were not such menacing little guys. But
I look like dog, and not the smartest of all people, but I'm smarter than dog.
but I know that you are smarter than. I just wondered if it was like, no, because it's like, yes, some people have tiny monkeys as pets here in Barovia,
Yes.
but it's not common pet. It's not like cat or dog or chicken where you just
My
have a bunch of them.
My sister once told me there was a king in a far-off land who would have as one of his advisors a gorilla, and that seems similar to me.
I love that.
Yeah. I've always wanted to know, and again, the lycanthropes here are not as chatty, and so you can just ask them like, "Hey guys, do you have like a border collie back there that I can pet?"
But then at the same time, if we can become, like the dog itself, we don't always have to keep them. Like, I don't know why we would keep one, because we can just be one.
That is fair. That is fair.
I mean, we already, there's a lot of my tribe who, they have not been gifted with the seats that they should have. So, I don't think I need another one of those. In fact, they tell me I'm not the one gifted with seats, but let's be honest.
Arena kind of keeps it to pretty pedestrian conversation as you all are now crossing the bridge here, kind of moving now up northward and a little bit east, following the road. And now would be a great time for everyone to give me a perception check, please.
Should save that roll for this.
9.
Another nat 20.
Jesus.
Those ears are doing you well.
Yeah.
9, 18, nat 20. And then all we need is, did Belladonna roll perception?
Yeah, for a total of 4. Belladonna is not paying attention.
For the 18, Esther, you look toward the west and you see kind of the top end of the Zer Falls. It's a fairly large cliff face. Maybe better that you didn't take the road, as it does look like eventually, because in the kind of far distance you can see the tops of trees and a little bit of what looks like a fall, and it might have been a pretty challenging choice to just cross across the landmass there. But it is beautiful, or as beautiful as anything in Barovia can be, pretty untouched or unsettled in the area. You don't see any kind of buildings or anything off in that way, off to the west. But perhaps it wouldn't have been necessarily the shorter route to try and cut beyond the road, depending.
If it was, there would have been a road there.
Or at least a path of some
Yeah.
Mwezi-Mwezi with a nat 20, I would love for you to roll me a d6 and tell me, or actually no, with a nat 20 first, I'd love you to roll me another d20.
Oops.
This is your initiative.
A 4.
Okay, and then can you please roll me a d12 and a d8?
This is the damage.
On a nat 20, you're damaged.
Failed my save. Here comes the damage. 3 on the 12, 4 on the 8. Should I just add those up? Or?
3 on the 12, 4 on the 8, so that's a 7. You, at the kind of north end of this bridge, smell old blood from like a day or so ago, but no other like bodies or anything like that. With a nat 20, I would just give you the perception. You don't see or smell anyone other than the 4 of you plus Arena walking in the nearby, but you definitely smell something that seems to be like day-ish old or so blood. And it feels like it's coming from like the northish side of the bridge.
There was a battle recently across the bridge. I can smell it. Or the blood from a day ago.
We should
Seems
It
like
is
it could
not
be anything.
promising,
move
but only
caution.
blood? How many?
can-
How many
can-
people?
Can I tell?
You can't tell how many. You know that it was, more than one, but like, and probably less than like 15. But it could be a little bit of blood from several people or a lot of blood from like a smaller group. It is a lot of blood in the way that it's very likely that it is a mortal amount of blood if you're smelling it at this range.
There is a lot of blood, but probably more than one. Probably about a dozen at most. Can't really tell.
We should move forward cautiously because it could be wild animals, maybe nothing to worry about, but it could be like bandits attacking travelers.
I agree. Whatever, if that was mortal, I'm just going to repeat it. They probably died. That is a lot of blood.
Eyes and ears sharp.
So yeah, I think it's time to slowly move up and see what the deal is.
Yep.
you come across... You don't ever spot anyone, and you are confident. I'll let the nat 20 ride there. You're confident with all of you eyes up. You don't hear anything. You don't spot anything. There's no rustling in any kind of nearby things. You check under the bridge. As you approach it, you kind of like lean over to check under the bridge. There's nothing there, but as you approach this sort of northern section, kind of the most northern tip of this bridge, where it meets the land, on the left-hand side as you're walking, you can see a downed cart and with no horse attached, like a single horse, sort of two-wheeled ferrying cart, and some smattering of blood, some turned over, mostly emptied crates. And you see the hint of, and eventually your first body, which is you just see kind of under the weight of the cart a pair of legs with simple black leather boots in them. The rest of the body is obfuscated, and you know now as you approach closer and can smell a little bit more of it, that this body could not be more than like a day old, and is definitely not alive. Now that you've approached this close to it, you can begin to smell the air of death around it, and not an insignificant amount of a few other bodies that are now scattered kind of off a little bit further up the road.
And just to confirm, I don't smell like anything that seems to be living, right?
You don't smell anything that seems to be living at all, nor do you smell anything that smells like Doru, the vampire spawn that you met earlier.
Okay.
I would imagine you'd be constantly smelling for the living and the undead. Nothing so pungent as the zombies and skeletons of Barovian Bachelor. Nothing so unnatural as the vampire spawn, and just kind of naturally decaying bodies in the early days of rigor mortis and gangrene.
What happened to you?
Scratch is busy looking around. Can I roll an investigation to try and get some idea of what may have happened?
Yeah. I'll tell you details, but I'll give you more details as it comes, as the number increases.
Okay.
Yeah, I smell the thing. My investigation's not good, so it's time for the smarty smarts to take it.
I do have a +6 on investigation, but I rolled a nat 20 anyway.
Oh, nat 20, perfect. There's about
fucking like Sherlock in my mind palace.
You're just rerunning the entire scene. It's flashing back. You can see the action as it unfolds. Scratch. At first, this looks like a standard bandit run through. It looks like some items were stolen. You quickly recognize that there are two sort of clashing color palettes here. Some of the clothes and bodies here are dressed in the brighter colors of the Vistani, and others in black, black and faded black, dark brown grays of your standard group of roguish bandits. It looks like this was a robbery gone incredibly violently. There are 7 bodies, and because you got an nat 20, 3 of them are Vistani and 4 of them are bandits. All of them were grievously wounded in aggressive fights, one of which only had to take a couple arrows, but the rest of it feels like they were engaged in melee. You can see a broken bow and a couple spent arrows, but everything else of value looks like it was recovered. The nat 20 of it all is that the color palette specifically of this Vistani lines up a lot with the ones you just met. in the kind of purple and yellows, the purple and warm colors of that Vistani group. Yeah.
But they had more than 7 people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it look like this probably happened with that band on their way to where we had met them? Or is this like, were they waiting? Did we hear about them waiting on some group that was supposed to meet up with them or something?
You didn't hear about them waiting on anyone, but you are pretty confident it couldn't have happened. Like, it would be shocking if they managed to set up that amount of camp in one morning and everything.
Yeah.
It looks like they'd been there at least a few days, which means that this group was either coming or going. But based off of the angle of the wagon, the kind of trail of the bodies and such, you would imagine that this group was coming to maybe catch up to the camp. Maybe that's why the camp was waiting there. But it seems like they did not make it.
Okay. So Scratch relays everything that all of this to the group, and then turns to Belladonna and is like, so like, what's the protocol here? Do we just leave them? Because burying them would take the rest of the day, and then we'd have to camp here. Do we?
I mean, it's kind of a sort of place, mixed bag, is sort of up to your own personal scruples, I think.
Do we?
If there is some way we can send a message back to family of Vistani, at least for hospitality's sake, that they were kind to us, it would be nice to let them know. But
yeah.
as travelers, they would also understand you cannot waylay your entire trip to return unfortunate casualties of, literally every day in most horrible realm I've ever heard of.
Okay.
Plus, I do not want to dig any more graves if we can avoid it.
Agreed.
You could
I've done
burn
enough.
them if you want. That is faster.
Is
There's enough wood from the wagon. It should be pretty easy to, even in this drizzle, get the fire going enough to get hot enough to burn them.
I would rather.
So Scratch hears this, and then immediately turns to Belladonna and is like, "Can we burn them? Is that okay?" Like, clearly the subtext here being like, I don't trust what she says we can do with the Vistani bodies.
Arena looks so confused when you go double check it. She's like, "What are you? Why? What?" She does not understand that you think that she's casually racist.
In logistical sense, physically possible to burn bodies is not frowned upon, especially the bandit. Is bandit. They were trying to murder people. Not a whole lot caretaking at the Vistani. It is, to my knowledge, not preferred death custom, but neither is ripped apart by birds.
I would go ahead. I think we should just give them the message and let them deal with their bodies how they see fit.
Okay. So, how long did it take us to travel out here?
About 4 to 5 hours. You'd lose most of the day's travel if you went physically back.
Is there a time pressure for us to get to Vallaki? I can't remember.
No, there's no particular alarm clock or anything running on that. There's no clock that you would be knowledgeable on.
Are we all okay with losing a day to go back and tell them, and then just set out again tomorrow? We won't lose out on supplies or anything. We get another night with cool people. I don't know. On the other hand, I don't know. What do you all think? I'm 50-50.
So, is there not a magic way?
There are, but I don't have any of those. I don't know if you might.
I am not good at
Either of
magic.
you. Okay. How about you two?
I do not have way. I think she might actually paw through her spell book like she has any. There might be something hidden in there.
Belladonna, give me either a religion or arcana check.
Arcana. It's gonna be religion. No, Arcana. 9. Not great.
You don't know that if you have like a spell or anything, but you could ask if it comes to mind.
So here's a outlandish question. And I know that above the table, I know this is a bad idea. But if I like ran back and then tried to come back here, could that end up being a little less time?
Yeah, you or Scratch because they're Tabaxi,
Oh, yeah.
you because you're a big, strong, beefy boy. You or Scratch, if only one, or I guess both of you, if both of you two, because you can probably move at about the same speed for different reasons, went there and back, you could probably cover the round trip in like, you could cut that in half. So you would be able to get there, drop off the message, get back, and then still have a few more hours before sunset, and you'd have to make camp for the day. So you'd only lose like a third of a day's travel rather than a whole basically day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, and then it's kind of like we could do a run.
We could let me confer with the powers that be, with my powers. Let me see a thing, and if I cannot figure something out, then we will have old-fashioned run, and see if that will help us to offset a little bit.
I like her idea.
I think Belladonna will ritual cast Unseen Servant, which is kind of what she does just as a catch-all at night if she has a spell slot left to do any sort of conferring. And she'll do it this time and see if she can't get any insight and if the rest of the hour of the spell can be used in some way to something or other, just like you said. I'll ask. I'll see what can happen.
I'm gonna let the group, while you're doing this, and by the group I mean Esther and Scratch, because Mwezi-Mwezi lacks magic. You can either roll an Arcana check or a Perception check if you want to on what Belladonna is specifically doing. The Unseen Servant part is not new, but kind of what's happening here is a little bit. DC is going to be fairly high though to do this. Belladonna, you don't need to roll anything. I'm clocking the DC. Anything under a 20 is nothing. And I think you'd only really get true insight on a 25. Or a nat 20, of course.
Yeah, 13.
I got 21.
21. There's a little bit of this, Scratch. Maybe, and you just can't help but notice it as a person that like studies the mechanics of magic a little bit more, and the like functional utility of magic. There's a little bit of this that is less just kind of classic arcane spell, like you yourself would enact, or like most sorcerers or wizards would enact, and something adjacent to almost prayer, a little bit closer to Esther than that, and that's as
how
much.
Clerics and whatnot access power.
Yeah, to a degree. Not the same, but to a degree. As I'm gonna have Belladonna, give me your spell casting, like dice roll, like an attack spell. But give it to me with advantage because of what you're asking about specifically.
Okay, so just roll it like with my spell attack bonus.
Yeah, spell attack bonus, yeah.
Okay. Nat 20 for a total of 26.
Nice.
I'm going to ask...
And the other dice was a 15 for 21, if that matters at all.
And that doesn't. Nat 20, definitely. But the 21 would have done it, too. So you know you would have gotten
If anybody thinks it's cool.
that you extra got it. How opaque do you think this is to anyone watching it? Like how, I'm not necessarily saying guarded, though that could be the case. But do you think this like, not the unseen servant part, that part is just a spell that many people can cast. But the asking of it, how transparent? I'm kind of asking you as the player, like, how much of this?
I don't know how transparent it would be, but what I envision it being is it might have started, like, again, after the ritual casting, that kind of goes how it normally would, and a moment of meditation, and then looks like she's asking a question, is kind of discussing, and then maybe, like, bickering? Like, she's talking to herself, she's very animated, like she normally... It looks like Belladonna having a conversation, but... So I don't know.
That's what
How translating
that's...
that would be necessarily, but she's not being super loud either. She is trying to be discreet, just in general, but keep it quiet, but she would with any other private conversation.
Yeah. So that is all you all see. There's nothing beyond that, and you'd have to aggressively try and eavesdrop to hear Belladonna.
I'm not trying to eavesdrop. I'm just watching, observing, and keeping an eye out on everything else while this happens. So, making sure nothing's sneaking up on us.
And then depending on how, like, responsive that the environment might react around her, depending on, again, what response she gets, but from her side, it's very just what you would expect.
The conversation occurs, the request is made, and acquiesced to. And it's not quite words. It's more like thoughts you'd have in your own internal monologue. But if you were one of those people, myself is these people, where you don't actually have like phrases in your, like you don't have words in your head when you have the monologue, you have like weird amorphous concepts and you're kind of arguing internally with the concepts, but you're verbalizing them. But because it was a nat 20, I would like you to remove one of your, because you ritual cast this, so it wouldn't have burnt a spell slot, but I would like you to make an option. You can either remove a spell slot and have this succeed, or not remove a spell slot, but have that be a potentially dangerous thing for you later today.
Again, and by remove a spell slot, you just mean
burn one.
Act as burn one for today, not like remove one.
Oh yeah, burn one for today.
Remove was a frightening word.
No, burn one is if you used it for today.
Yeah.
One is more secure, and you know that the you burning a spell slot is the one is the preferred, but they. But you don't have to do it that way. There's just concern if you don't.
Yes. I'm pondering. Can I have just a second to ponder that?
I like this choice.
This is a thing. What's up, Esther?
just while she's pondering, I was wondering if I could see if, because all the goods are returned, right? There's no it looks like the fight was won. Like the bandits didn't get away with any of the valuables.
No, many of the valuables are gone, but there are
Got it.
still a number of things there if you want to go looting. You can.
No, I was
you can
more.
investigate
I was.
for loot.
There's dead bandits as well, right?
Yes, there are dead bandits. Yeah.
Can I see if they have any like markings on them? Like that would like is it just these bandits and like a couple of people, or is it like a larger organization? Like I'm just like pinpointing the.
Yeah, give
trying
me.
to see if it's like a gang.
Give me a investigate roll, or an insight roll, or a history roll.
I'm gonna do insight. That's a 19. That was a natural one.
Esther, while you go and inspect the bandits, you have met these bandits before, not here in Barovia, of course, but you've met many people like them. I mean, you are a religious figure, and people do turn to religion in times of desperation. These are not the practiced blades of an organized crime ring, or even the practiced blades of a group that had been banditing most of their life and were professional pickpockets. These were desperate people, desperately trying to get the things that the Vistani had, and fighting them for it, which would explain why it appears that they took it in almost the same exact amount. There's almost the same number of bodies on each side. This is not a good place for an ambush. This is not a good place for there's no insignia. All of these people are probably malnourished. All of them are underfed. These are a group of people without community that desperately attacked, almost like a starving animal, something that they could eat, maybe get food from.
I'll share that with everybody else so we know we're not like on the lookout to be like ambushed by anyone in particular, but a potential of ambushing by individuals in general. Like no overarching threat. And then she'll probably go around and kind of sticky fingers the place if there's anything pretty.
Good eyes.
Okay. Belladonna will not burn the spell slot, I think.
Excellent. I was hoping for this.
Go with the risky, and I will translate that as her being concerned about her own safety, as she believes the unseen servant to some degree will be departing to accomplish this task.
That is.
And so she would like to be prepared to protect herself.
That is exactly what will happen, and there's a little bit more of a pushback, but the reasoning.
She will say, "Please, please," and she won't be insistent or push it, but more of a pleading.
For this, for letting people know about something like this.
Yeah.
This
loved ones who have passed.
Yeah, loved ones who have passed. This. All of you can feel a shift, almost a shift in the barometric pressure, as if somebody just walks by you. And Belladonna, you know from the times where it's been this close that somewhere in one of your pockets is a small handwritten note that wasn't there before.
She will like immediately put her hand there, but not take it out. I think it's instinctual, and someone might clock that, but she'll otherwise try really hard to be discreet.
And you know that will be successful. That and that by this evening sometime it'll be resolved. But if anything happens between now and night camp, you are less prepared for it than you normally would be. And yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yay!
Some
Hey,
of
look
you
at-
may die, but that is a risk I'm willing to take.
Look at that, Mwezi-Mwezi. We don't have to go jogging after all.
Yeah, does
Excellent.
Belladonna
I'm not even sure I
communicate?
put
How does
it, though.
Belladonna communicate that she has resolved this?
I think it'll take a second. I think after the pressure changes and everyone can tell the tone in the atmosphere is definitely both lighter and heavier. She'll shake it off after a bit and go pretty back to her normal facade, or her normal persona, even if it does seem a little bit of a facade. And, okay, yes, I think actually just fine. Yeah. I think we should be on our way now. A message will be sent by lovely divine powers of universe. Say thank you, universe. Thank you,
universe.
divine wonderful powers. And
Thank you,
let
divine
us
wonderful
continue
powers.
to make our way forward.
Yeah, let's. Scratch clocking that Belladonna clearly doesn't want to field questions about the type of magic that she just did.
I'm gonna give just the eeriness of it to put on the side, but Mwezi definitely wants to know. So wait, what divine power? Who am I thinking? But like, not get too much into it. It's just gonna be kicking in the back.
Oh yeah.
I would like Esther, you're gonna roll medicine. Scratch, you can also roll medicine. Mwezi, for you it will be survival.
15.
17.
6. Nah.
I don't
That's
think that's gonna be high enough. Belladonna, you know that in this moment, you're a little less pale or a little less sickly looking because part of you isn't straining itself separately from, your normal walking about and living. It's ever so subtle. If it lasted for several days, it would get even more recovered. But you know that this is true. But yeah.
Cheeks feel a little warmer.
Yeah, you're less, ever so slightly less cold. You're just, you're Barovian. You're in the pink Barovian style, which means still pale. But
Yeah. She's got the Barovian rouge. That means
a
still
different,
real pale. But
different shade of white.
different shades of white.
It's eggshell instead of some other shade of white.
Wow.
All right. You all make your way on, knowing that the Vistani have been informed about this. Luck check for Esther on finding anything of any kind of use.
7.
7. Esther, you find a total. This is truly the sad part of it. Somebody got away because some of these boxes have been without. You don't find anything on the Vistani. You find maybe 10 copper across the bandits, and any weapon here isn't worth taking. Any article of clothing isn't worth having. It's either damaged or stained.
I'll take 10 copper. Pocket that for later.
It's not like the animals are going to use it. However,
Nope.
things are out here.
So you can add the copper in as you all head further northward. I would love for... let's go with Mwezi-Mwezi. Everyone roll a perception check, but Mwezi-Mwezi, give me a d6 on the side of that.
That's
18.
8 total. 8 total for
18?
Belladonna.
8 total
I
for
got
Belladonna.
a 6.
Go on.
Oh, I got a 16 with a 6 on the d6.
6 on the d6. And then Esther, what did you get perception-wise?
14.
14. Okay, so with most of you having a decently solid perception roll, this will not surprise you. I would love if everyone would take some time to open up Owlbear.
I'm there.
Me go back to...
Wait.
Oh, let me see.
to
Oh, I look at the sign.
remind
Still got
myself.
Barovian Bachelor up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
do. I
too.
keep it up. I'm keeping it up. Until the night draws closer to the end of the evening. The sun is beginning to set. The sun is beginning to set. It is beginning to be a time where one needs to look for camp. This area in particular is kind of out in the middle of a field. There's some loose trees and everything around you, but nothing so dense as a forest. At most, copses or glades of trees. What you hear on the wind is the sound of like accordion music, some cheering, some loud shouts and laughter, and you begin seeing, as the light is dimming in the sky, you begin seeing kind of unnatural lights, lots of glows and such. And this is a little bit off to the west, off the main road, kind of tucked around a hilly curve. Mwezi-Mwezi, you can smell some cooking food smells. Belladonna and Esther and Scratch, you can all see kind of like a little bit more light. It's obfuscated from the road, but it's not far. Maybe like 5 minutes off the road, and there's no like dense forest or anything like that. It's just being kind of blocked by the shape of the land.
And it's like firelight.
Yeah, like firelight, but like a lot of it, like this with like multiple torchlights.
Do we want to go check that out?
I hope they are friendly. It'd be nice to have others.
Yeah,
They could be
I'll switch
friendly,
over to the music that
might
you all
not.
hear.
I'm deferring to the local here.
Well, I mean, I feel like you all, as a group and individual, have begun to kind of pick up the vibe. You never know. No
Yeah.
clue. I mean,
Only that Bobby is everywhere. You never know.
but it does sound fun. Very jaunty tune.
Yeah.
Sounds like, looks like not small group.
Yeah.
Maybe entertainment.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. What do you think, Esther?
They might have a camp that's better than ours, you know? And,
Well,
and
we have not yet set up a camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still have to do that. That's true. And that sucks.
Yeah, and they might have one, and then we don't have to do any work, and that'll be wonderful.
Yeah.
It
How
is
many-
not. It is not uncommon for on road with how is in Barovia for you to ask to be near other campers along travels. It is also not uncommon for them to say fuck off, but it would not be strange to just ask. It is always
Okay.
safer to be in numbers, especially we are a much smaller group. It cannot hurt.
All right. Mwezi-Mwezi, what say you?
Okay, that's enough of this song on its 1 minute loop.
I do think we're going to go over there, but based on what I've been told. So based on what Madam Ava kind of said, I'm gonna, use what brain I have to be like, maybe I shouldn't be wandering around like this. Maybe I have to listen to my sister. So I'm gonna switch to a human form just in case. Like we're kind of still screwed because of Scratch, but
Yeah. that's fine.
one is better than two.
I get the sense that at least like even for were creatures, like for people who are familiar with were creatures, Scratch is far enough outside of that expectation that they're not going to immediately. I don't know. That's the impression I get.
Yeah,
But,
Scratch hasn't noticed anyone giving them that much of a look, which means it has to do with their height, the nature of them being a palace cat, and that being there, and the fact that they're fully clothed in like almost a mechanic's gear setups, which is not the vibe of any other were creatures here.
Yeah, like clearly like an armorer with like she's got tools hanging off her belt and stuff. But yeah, okay. I guess couldn't hurt to go say hi. Let's see what's up.
This is the wrong track. There we go.
Very
go.
honest.
I think at this point, too, being aware that we're going into a crowd of unknown people and that pickpocketing is not completely out of the realm of possibility, Belladonna will try to check that note as discreetly as possible before we go in and have the possibility of being robbed blind.
Mm-hmm. Quit giving him ideas.
A pithy statement, surprisingly unverbose in this note. In a familiar hand, I am, forever as always, your drone. And then
Beat buttons, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Only because he and you know why it's that. You know that
Oh.
that it is to poke you. And
It does sting a little.
zing. And then the but otherwise absent minus a little almost childish rendition of like a half heart,
Mm-hmm.
but not like the broken jagged kind, just the half side of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is the note.
Okay.
And it might get taken, but you know that in the morning it'll be blank.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you all find yourselves moving toward this unknown center of light. A red top with stripes of white, various stages and noises, people gathering around, lights from torch lights and small fires, and even some Scratch clocking it magical, just glowing, emitting light, utilitarian, arcane items. From there, you can even see some rides with the distinct look of a big top traveling carnival. You can see wagons. You know that there's horses off outside of the view that we're currently looking at. Which, let me move over to the map so that the stream can see.
I see more than horses.
Yeah,
They look like Pegasi?
where are you
Got it.
seeing the Pegasi?
Top left.
Yeah, griffins.
Oh,
And a
okay.
large blue bull.
Horns?
With horns. Yeah, I think those are griffins. Are those griffins? No, they're not
They
really
look like
griffins.
deer.
Yeah,
They're,
they look
they're
like
kind of
deer.
more elkish in their
Yeah.
nature. I thought they were
Neat.
griffins at a glance. Elkish, but those are there. Everything that you see in this map is very much visually here. So different games, different target games. There's almost like a simplified wooden merry-go-round and such. And there are several people kind of moving around, monitoring things. There are people playing these games and laughing. You can hear the sound of somebody on a violin moving through the crowd. They're dressed in standard motley of like blousey, wide loose pants and vest with different buttons and little bits of panache attached to them, and they have a very kind of classic three-pronged jester hat with bells. A circus appears before all of you.
And this is obviously different than the circus area I kind of came into way, way back at the beginning of the game.
Give me a history check. Mwezi-Mwezi.
No, not one. So
You don't know if
decide-
it is or is not. You don't think it is. Nothing obviously sells it, nor do you see the main gentleman you talk to at that circus.
Yes.
So at the very least, those things are true.
Yep.
How do you all are a little bit off to the side? Well, I'd say like the left side of the map. Not draw, pointer. There's pointer. There we go. Left side of the map over here, kind of off to the side. You haven't like approached. You haven't really been spotted yet. You just now have a pretty good view of the area. You can see things.
what is this type of place?
It's called a circus. And while Scratch like kind of briefly describes what a circus is, she's like eyeballing everything and trying to get a sense as much as she can. She's like looking for any signs of anything being an illusion, anything like that. Or if there's like maybe some magical ward protecting this place. Basically, the question in the back of her mind is how the hell are they able to do this? Just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You can give me either an Arcana or a Perception check, Scratch.
All right, I'll roll Arcana.
Anyone else
And
want to
that-
do anything to try and suss this out?
That's a
I've never-
19.
Has Belladonna ever been to one of these before? Has Belladonna seen a traveling circus here before?
So, due to you know that circuses exist, Belladonna, and if you express that you have traveled Barovia outside of sort of like the region you're from, then perhaps you've been to a circus before. You know that a lot of that only really the Vistani kind of pass through the village of Barovia and then other Barovians because it's uncomfortably close to Castle Ravenloft. And so a lot of things that might be too lighthearted for Strahd's disposition tend to keep their distance. But you also know that Strahd, whereas he is the devil of Barovia, he has eyes and ears everywhere. He is not omniscient in the way that he can only be in one place at one time. Like he can only do so much. And so there are, parts of Barovia that are less sad, and there are entertainers in Barovia. But I don't think you would have definitely been there. So it's kind of your decision on if you've been to a circus. You have not been to this circus. Definitive.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe something small, but yeah, I more meant like, does this situation seem completely bizarre to me? But no, if I'm only peripherally kind of, yeah.
Strange that there's a circus out here. Same kind of instinct that Scratch would have had, which is, how is this happening here? Like this, if this was right up against Vallaki or some of the other towns in Barovia, you'd be like, well, yeah, because they have like magic and they can do things. But like, this is pretty out here. It's not even near enough anything. It's so in the middle. They would have had to travel past the sort of like entry to this region for like a day to set up here, and you've seen no flyers or anything like that. The Vistani didn't mention anything about it.
Yeah, it's like, who is this for?
Yeah, but there are people here. You can see that there are attendees, children, adults, elderly people, and then performers and other staff.
This is an absolutely feeling large group of troubadours. Amazing.
But yeah,
Like that.
Scratch with the 19. You said 19 Arcana.
Yeah.
With a 19 Arcana, you know that there's illusion magic here, but nothing seems much more spicy than a prestidigitation. There's a lot of like lights and colors, like the performers would use.
Yeah. No, just like the type you'd find at any sort of circus.
Yeah, at any circus would have this. There's nothing
like untowards like like Scratch is like peering at some of the attendees and stuff. Like they just seem like people, no illusions there or anything.
Yeah, no, the attendees definitely feel like they're the people that you're looking at. You can
doesn't buy it.
See that some of the performers are obviously using some like little disguise work and stuff, but on a 19, you're relatively confident it's pretty harmless magic. It's pretty harmless performer magic, at least out here. You do know that there's a bit more Arcana coming off the inside of the tent, but also that's where the bigger performing acts would be.
Yeah, also expected.
Yeah.
Okay. I got other things. Scratch Scratch takes it all in, but still isn't buying it. So that's where Scratch is right
now.
I do not know this. You will all have to make the decision.
Yeah.
It seems nice. Much nicer.
Food smells real to you, Mwezi-Mwezi.
Yeah. Much good.
I am pretty interested in that go around ride they got over there.
Oh.
Just, from a mechanical perspective. Y'all want to check that out?
Yes.
Probably would be. It could be good. I've never ridden a horse.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good time. Why not?
It seems like the group is committed. Arena just simply looks at the rest of you and kind of goes with your ideal with the kind of thing. It's like, well, just as much chance that we get eaten in dark alone than come into maybe cursed carnival. Is Barovia no place safe? So might as well get the elephant ear. Let me put your tokens on the map.
But here they're actual roasted elephant ears.
Got a bee and a cat, an African hound.
Yeah,
and a little symbol of Lathander.
Oh, these are so good.
finally took the beats to at least give you icons that are implicative of your characters.
That African hound's got such a cute smile.
And of course, not that you would ask, but announcing for the stream, we don't do AI art here. These are all appropriately paid for and sourced things, and as the map is from ZPiku, it's almost all of the maps on this game will be, because they are better at making maps than me. But there you all are. I'm not gonna dot the map with people. Just imagine that the kind of overall density of people is that of a relatively medium busy carnival. So most rides have people in front of them. There are carnival barkers and such. I'll put a couple icons down just to have them, but don't take their visual seriously. I'm just sort of like dropping in some guys from my look here, just because.
Hey, Steve, I need you to know that Mwezi-Mwezi and I both demand that you put tokens for every person in the circus and move every one of them each turn.
Each turn? Going to turn based.
We have our turn, then the environment, then.
There we go. There's some folks. There's some NPCs so that you have some idea of some of the staff at least.
Oh, who's the doorman? I love him.
Yeah, this is just a nice little batch of tokens. There we go.
Okay, are these meant to like act like literally represent?
These
what
are not visually what they definitively look like.
I was really hoping it was.
Maybe I'll make them. It depends. It depends.
So these are so good.
Yeah, these are kind of.
That's who they are in my head now. It's too late.
Where? Yeah, find the fucking.
What?
Fuck it.
Nothing. I'm good. I'm fine. I can do stuff.
I love this
there-
Russian gangster.
Are there any like big banners or like signs for particular shows, or like anything to like put a solid name on this event or smaller events that's happening?
So you see a big banner that just says Carnival, and that one's above the red tent. But that doesn't look like it's specifically trying to do anything other than labeling this place. You do see a couple banners of performers, but you don't know what like none of it like labels the carnival. You see Scratch momentarily expand 3 times their size and then contract quickly. You see 3 main acts. Kerbal the Mighty, the strongest man in Barovia. You see a second act that calls that's just named Min the Bladesmith. There's no target they can't hit, and it's a person in like a circular hat with like 3 blades kind of held up in between their hands that are meant to be like throwing blades. Kerbal is a really like jacked looking man with like a full beard, very like 1910s representation of athletics, very vaudevillian. And then the third person that you see is just a kind of a shadow of a figure, like a silhouette of a figure, but they have a waistcoat and a very kind of curved in top hat, and they're just named the Ringmaster, Master of Ceremonies and all of the amazement. But you can't really see them. They look a little lanky, like maybe the artist stylized for them. But you can just see sort of like what looks like the outside silhouette of someone in a very kind of formal performer's tuxedo.
Cool. None of these have like a time stamp on them or anything.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Nope. Well, what do we want to check out first? We could definitely like.
I mean, all sound very intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, the strongman's right there.
Yeah, I was also thinking strongman sounds very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But also, throwy blade? That seems pretty fun.
Yeah, that does. How about you two?
I just want to go. Like, see
Like-
it all.
Oh, I see.
Just want to leave.
I thought you meant like leave.
No.
Finally,
no.
revenge for years in the making. Here's a fun carnival. Oh, you're gonna leave it? This was your opportunity, AAA Ron. This was your one opportunity.
Yeah.
You bounce out of a laugh.
I don't have it in me. I want to see it, but yeah.
That's too strong, man.
Yeah, and Esther, you stay away. You
Can't
leave
tell
me
me what
alone.
to do.
Husband number 8 coming up.
I'm looking. He could be anywhere.
All right, so head your tokens on over to Strongman. Yeah, there he is.
God, please let him look like this.
He does.
Like, for
He's got.
real.
He's got just. He doesn't have. The only difference is instead of him being like completely 5 o'clock shadowed, he's mostly 5 o'clock shadowed. He is bald, but he does have from sideburns to jaw curvature just clear, well trimmed like mutton chops that he keeps under containment. But it's also clear that he's shaving none of his bald head, so his hair just has given fully up on his head, and it's clear that he keeps kind of a clean shave and a look. And he sees you approaching. Oh, hello. Stretching out. This man is big in all senses of the word. This is a solid, pushing 7 feet tall, super muscular, well-fed, thick-theyed. His head is enormous. Like everything on him is scaled up. He doesn't quite. He looks like a bodybuilder that has been in their bulking phase for about 5 years, and everything. But he is so like he makes Mwezi-Mwezi look relatively average in size and height, and he dwarfs the rest of you quite a bit. It's probably he's for Scratch. He reminds you a lot of Lanik. But Lanik is of course in like more fit shape or more like trained shape, but he is that kind of a scale of a man, and he
Lanik has the body of a fighter. This guy has the body of a bodybuilder.
Yes, and everything, and he's holding what you surmise to be a full barrel of wine above his head in one hand, and he's like, "Wasn't it great to see all of you? Fantastic, and welcome to the carnival. New guests, yes?"
Esther leans
first
over to
time at this
Scratch
carnival, yes.
and just goes, "It kind of reminds you of Lanik, huh?"
And Scratch goes, yeah. Like,
Is this the first time Esther's verbalized to Scratch that she knows anything about?
so yeah, Scratch is now looking at Esther in the eye, like clearly like not saying it. She's not she's not gonna like break the moment, like make this like, oh, suddenly everything, the whole conversation is about this now. But she's like, how the fuck do you know that?
Jeff provides no context. Jeff immediately turns back to the strongman.
You're also a super fan of the podcast, of the radio drama.
And so after she lingers looking after Esther turns back and just clearly like this is now what she's thinking about.
So I am here, of course, to provide some feats of strength for all of you. Would you be so kind as to come up, any of you, all of you, and sit on this bench over here, and kind of in his performance area, there's like a almost like a flat wooden park bench. There, sitting.
Scratching me is like, I was hoping you were gonna say your lap.
Well, please save the come-ons and pick-up lines for after the performance. I must focus on my craft, and he flexes.
Belladonna will run over and like run up on the stage area and sit on the bench and like flourish her skirts and ham it up, like make a whole spectacle of it, try to draw a crowd. I'll roll a performance if you'll
Yeah,
let
Morgan
me.
says as soon as as soon as you you sit down, just run to be like, yes, yes, yes. There's no
Correct.
tail, but you can tell that she would be wagging her tail if she currently had one. Or they would be. Ugh. Forgetting the ginger.
Esther, Scratch, do you both also sit upon this bench?
Esther looks up at the strongman and goes, and you'd help a frail little old lady such as myself get up onto the bench, right? Like climbing up onto the stage.
As I said, pick-up lines after the performance. But yes, I will
She
help
thinks
you.
she's very clever.
And Scratch, of course, follows suit.
And he just helps the two women who could easily get up onto the bench, because it's not like it's high, it's on the ground. Easily get onto the bench, and he helps them. Is like, and then he looks at the rest of the audience. As you can see, 4 individuals. Now, admittedly, one of them is a bit diminutive, gesturing towards Scratch, but the other is a bit on the more powerful side. Dare I say, a strong, strapping figure of a person, and gestures to Mwezi-Mwezi.
I might want to see if I'm stronger than you, but for now, I want to see what you can do.
I'm excited to test that. And as you all sit, this man, just with one arm, puts his palm under the bench, spreads his wide fingers, and fully just lifts you up like a serving tray in one arm. Now, there are the 4 of you, and 3 of you are relatively light for the average person. But this is easily a single palm hand raise lift off the ground of hundreds of pounds. And he just lifts you up and holds you exactly where he was holding the barrel. And he's like, you know, in my younger days, I was a server at a very fine restaurant, and I used to constantly get chided by the manager because I was too willing to be too reckless with the plates. I need all of you to roll a constitution, or is it wisdom? Give me just a moment. Nope, we're not going to a new tab on that. Let me pull it off of that so that it's not in the way.
Yeah, it seems like he's probably stronger because I have lifted all y'all up, and that wasn't trivial to do.
Yeah.
Like I can do it, but it's not like I can't. I doubt I can carry you that far.
I think you could beat him in a fight.
Wisdom saving
But I
throws.
believe in you.
Yeah.
All of you
Get
do
you
a
out.
wisdom saving throw.
23.
10.
17.
Natural 1?
All right. Natural 1. Who got a 10?
Me.
It's kind of perfect. And then a 17 and 23. Mwezi-Mwezi and Belladonna, you feel like there's an essence or a force that's trying to hold you in place, similar to a hold person spell, but it more feels like it's trying to hold your butts onto the bench. You succeed at the wisdom saving throw in the way that you have identified this. You can choose to resist it or choose not to. But you know that this is kind of like a modified hold person spell.
I
Do I feel confident I could choose to throw it off at any time if I try not to?
Yes, because because the two of you have saved, you could hold on to it for like 6 seconds and then just dismiss it later. You're
Okay,
like
yeah,
aware of it and you're comfortable in it.
I'll let it hit me as long as I know that I can shake it off if I decide to.
I'm because I need to know. I'm going to try to dismiss it just because I'm like, oh, there's some trick here now, and I want to find out what the trick is, and I might look good out of this because it's like,
Okay. Esther and Scratch, you are glued to your seats. You're glued to your
Yay.
seats. You don't feel, both of you as magic users can feel that this is not trying to lock. Your arms can still move. You can still talk. This isn't even trying to fully lock you in space. It's locking your seats on, or locking you into this bench. But unlike Belladonna, you would have to roll another save attempt to get out of it if you wanted to. And so I guess Mwezi-Mwezi, what I'll need is dex save or strength save, your choice.
Dex. I have advantage.
All right.
That is a 21.
Perfect. Tell me how you react when this strong man just lifts up and is like too reckless with the supplies, and then he like lobs you up into the air, spinning you like a serving platter, the four of you on this bench, rotating it around, and goes to catch it. Everyone else doesn't have to do anything. They're locked in their seats. How does Mwezi-Mwezi decide to respond to this? You're not falling or made to look a fool. You can stay locked into your seat. You can jump off of it. You can do whatever you want from this. It just won't make you look foolish or anything.
This is really the player being dragged along. But Mwezi-Mwezi has been winning so much. He's going to try to jump off, land before them on the strong man's hand, and catch everyone else.
All right.
I'm staging him. I love it.
Athletics check or performance check, your choice. On a
Oh, it's athletics. That's a 17. So that was pretty hard. So you could decide.
what does a 17 look like doing? Okay. While it's in the air, swing along, or rather than jump, you flip off the back of it. You roll off the back of it and to kind of backwards somersault and land in the hand. You do that successfully. This strongman is extremely surprised and deeply panicked. I need you to roll another wisdom saving throw.
Damn it. 17.
17, okay. This strongman is trying to use that same hold person gimmick, but what they're doing is they're using it to stabilize you. Because they don't know that you can do this. They think that you can't. And you can shrug that off if you want.
I will allow it.
But yeah, and so it's not doing the weight for you. It's making sure that you are a solid object, and now they're just doing a balancing act with you so that they don't have to worry that you're going to move in a way that they don't expect and everything. But you, with your 17 athletics, do successfully catch the three in the bench and have them up. So now you are being held up. The rest of you are all now officially let's see, they're 7 feet, so this is probably 8.5, and then Mwezi-Mwezi is 6.5-ish feet or something like that, and and holding that, so that's 14. You're over 15 feet in the sky now, sitting on this bench, locked in by the whole person spell, but just up there as the crowd applauds greatly. Yeah. Esther does a debutante wave, a princess wave. all of you find yourselves at the top of the item. It seems that my friend was indeed quite capable. My new friend. If I needed a partner for the act, you'd be the first I'd call. And they kind of wait for you to do whatever you're going to do to get out of the situation.
I'm just going to jump down and just like, oh my God, this would be funny. So I'm going to like drop my hand from holding them up, but to have it fall on his hand.
Ah, there you go. Okay. No roll for that necessary because that's what he could originally have done with your weight on it. And he catches them, so you all feel like a bit of a drop, and then he places you down as Mwezi-Mwezi lands beside.
It's like support because it's like it's teamwork.
The audience is overjoyed. Everybody is very excited. They seem clapping. There's children, people gathered, especially once you all were lifted up, and then their attention was paid off in this. The strong man looks genuinely pleased. Now I need you all to roll a charisma saving throw. The first charisma saving throw, and that you all...
16.
16.
19.
22.
All of you...
I got a good save. We're doing my good saves.
Yeah,
okay?
Charisma's a good save. Wisdom's a good save to have. These are the saves that keep you in control of your faculties.
And my con. I went con was charisma. I went with this.
You went with the spellcaster specials. That being said, all of you succeed at whatever you needed to succeed at, but none of you notice anything other than this is a nice time. When you look across, you see people having a good time. This seems to be a pretty friendly, affable place. And I think, because I don't want to get caught in any other scene work, as it's already at 10 past, I think what we'll do is we're going to move away from the frivolity of the front. We're going to go out toward a small structure in the back of the big top. And when I say small, I mean it's small by comparison. It's a 3-cylindered, almost like brewery kettles of a kind of on a platform, angels on all 4 corners with horns of ivory, a little bit road weary, but not. This looks to be the platform. Platform is a wagon. This can be towed, but it looks to have been a modified, set of like vats, brewer's vats, all in like this kind of coppery tone. And we pan in through a small dim window of the door of a little gentleman with a very long pipe, smoking, watching you all perform on some illusional projection in front of this. He shifts a little bit in his seat, kind of cracks his neck a little bit, takes a long draw, and blows out a small kind of circle of smoke from the pipe that eventually shapes into a bit of a square that eventually like squares around your image, and then magically another square or another set of smoke appears and slides down like a bunch of bars, and we as the audience can hear a like sound of a cell door closing. And that's where we're going to end this session of Curse of Strahd. As you have come to the carnival, my friends, You have come to the carnival.
The Carnival.
Yes. Oh, you didn't notice that it was spelled Carn and in all lowercase, and then EVIL in all uppercase with dripping blood on the end of it. I can't believe it. God, that
Just
would be.
ignored that going in.
Idiot. Can't believe it.
No, but fantastic. You made it through your first camp. Belladonna's feeling good. It's been a great day for Belladonna so far. Honestly, Mwezi-Mwezi, great add-on to the athleticism. Esther, you might have found your 8th husband. Or maybe several more husbands here. You know, you could always line up multiple at the right, be like you in 5 years. This one first. Then we'll come back.
Ooh, yeah, careful. I think that's just grooming.
No, I mean, I didn't say. Yeah, I mean, you.
Not if they're of age. It's fine,
not if
right?
they're full adults.
That's literally grooming. It's just not child grooming. You can groom adults. You know that it's still wrong to do it to adults, right?
You can groom horses.
Different ways. That's not what.
I don't want to know.
Or the term stringing along,
But nonetheless, excellent work. Scratch, definitely good eyes out for if there's anything too illusionary, and we'll find out what a mysterious little pipe smoking man and the other potential foils here at this carnival soon enough. But why don't we do the normal go around the room thing? We're gonna start. Let's start with Scratch. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Triple-A-Ron on YouTube.
Sunfire?
Sunfire D&D on TikTok.
Kimmy?
Chimerror.blacksky.app or Chimerror@beach.city.
And where can people find you, Betty Buzzsaw?
You can find me trying to figure out what the bottom of the ball pit tastes like.
Oh, it's not good.
Shit is what it tastes like.
Tastes like.
I'm working on it.
I
don't know yet. I'm working on it though.
And you can find me head squarely above the bottom of the ball pit and the surface of the ball pit. I guess,
but only the head.
Only the head. The rest of me.
What a haunting moniker.
Yeah. Listen,
head above the ball pit.
Head above the ball pit.
I am the
Doing
man
my
with
damnedest
my head above the ball pit.
Doing my damnedest to season it so that when Betty Buzzsaw tastes whatever's there, it's a little bit less bad. A lot of rosemary and thyme now at the bottom of the ball pit. But
Red Robin seasoning.
It's all the Monterey steak seasoning mix that I am issued as a cisgendered man in my spice
Where they
cabinet.
keep all the Szechuan sauce. I know it.
But you can find Dying of Exposure here at Dying of Exposure. You can find us Mondays, usually Thursdays. You can get in on the tail end of a Baldur's Gate 3 run with Triple-A-Ron this Thursday at around 8:30 Pacific. 8:30 Pacific.
With some special surprise extra mods I've installed
that I'm very excited to see. But until then, I've been your Game Mommy. This has been Curse of Strahd. Thank you for joining, and you all have a good night. Bye, everyone.